Thanks to those joining me live and to those who will be joining me on archive. I need to keep this as short as possible, um, but I just wanted to go ahead and talk about a couple of things here. Let me close this window. So I've seen everybody's post fights videos for the most part, and there's a lot of thoughts out there. But here's what I'm going to say, man, and this is just my honest opinion. First of all, I did have Lomachenko winning this fight. I was on record saying that. I thought he was going to win. I felt the size was going to be a factor, and it was a factor, right? It wasn't the only factor, but it was one of the factors. When a good big guy fights a good little guy, more than likely the good big guy is going to win. Okay. In fact, a good big guy could beat a great little guy. It's the way it is. That's just physics. That's just the way of the wind. But nonetheless, I'm not patting myself in the back getting this prediction right. I mean, did I want Rigondeaux to win? Yeah, I have some reasons for that. But I felt like this was, and I'm being honest, not for anything, but I felt like this was a pretty easy fight to pick. It wasn't very difficult for me to say Lomachenko's going to win this fight. Yes, I was told a lot. Oh, you just wait, and well, we did wait, and we saw what happened. If anything, it was probably more one-sided than I actually thought it was going to be. I thought for at least the first 4 rounds, it would look kind of like the first round did, but I mean, it's the fight happened. Where does Rigondeaux go from here? I'm not sure. I'd like to see him go back to his weight class. Hopefully get some fights there, but we'll see. I know a lot of people don't even want to see Rigondeaux anymore after what he pulled, but and I understand that. But I mean, come on, if you guys will come on, you'll watch him fight, right? Lomachenko, I want to see him fight Mikey Garcia, man. It's a fight I want. I think that fight makes sense. I think Mikey will give Lomachenko some obstacles that Lomachenko has yet to face. And on the flip side, Lomachenko's going to present things for Mikey that Mikey hasn't really been confronted with yet. But I think that's a great fight. I think that's a fight we should make. And that's a fight that I believe is far more difficult to call. As of right now, I'm kind of favoring Mikey Garcia, believe it or not, to win that fight. But we'll see. The fight has to happen first, obviously. But that's definitely a fight that I want to see next. Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko. Now, let's talk about the aftermath of this fight. This is a couple observations. Number one, guys, just because you're confident in your pick, if it doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, that's just boxing. You're not going to get every pick right. But it doesn't mean that there's a conspiracy behind something just because you feel that the fighter didn't do what he was supposed to do. Just because you don't think he did what he could have done or whatnot, that's up to opinion. None of us are in the heads of the fighters. None of us are in the bodies of the fighter. We don't know. It's all speculation. I just go by what I see on TV. By the end of round 3 or 4, I felt like Rigo looked like a defeated man to me. I was actually texting a couple people. Jeff, Dream Chasing Boxing was one of them. Right before he quit, I said, man, he looks finished. Like, he just looked like a finished fighter to me. He looked defeated. He just had a defeated demeanor. And in my opinion, I think he quit because he felt embarrassed. I think he couldn't do anything. Like, all the things people are saying, oh, I don't understand why he didn't just do this. Well, that's all. If whatever that is, like, if all you had to do was throw the left hand, if it was really that easy, you don't think he would have done that? You don't think he was trying to, it looked to me, especially like around 3, he was trying to make adjustments. He couldn't do it, right? And when I say it, like, I understand he wasn't getting beat up. I don't know if beat up's the right word. Okay, he wasn't getting pummeled from pillar to post, but he was never in the fight. After round 1, he was never in the fight. And it was only going to get worse for him. It was going to get more embarrassing. He was getting schooled when he was talking a lot of shit, saying he was in the school, Lomachenko. So he did, I think he forgot one of the tweets he put out when he was laughing at the Axeman and saying, hey, I'm not going to be a punching bag. I'm actually going to fight back in this and the third. He actually had tweeted that out, and it's ironic that he ended up quitting, you know. And now someone could say, no, well, he's justified in quitting. You could call it whatever you want. I mean, it's quitting, right? I mean, if you feel he's justified, if you believe that he really did hurt his hand, I felt like first he sat down, he was shaking his right hand, and I don't know if that was a gesture or not. That's the hand that was hurt. Um, but they did remove that glove right away. And then I did notice like they were trying to be careful with the way they removed the left glove. But even then, I still felt like they removed it too fast, and I saw no signs of wincing or no signs of anything. And he was able to make a fist like a couple times, and he kept pointing at towards the knuckle. And I just felt like, who are you trying to convince, bro? Like, if your hand really is messed up, just let it be messed. You don't have to take off the glove, and it just looks like a David Haye pointing at his toe type of thing. You know, it's like, okay, I get it. All right. Um, I honestly believe that was a cop out. Now I don't know that for sure. I mean, maybe he did injure his hand, but it's all the signs are pointing that he didn't. You know, and let's say he did hurt his hand. I mean, at that point, man, you know, it's you're letting a lot of people down. You know, that really believed in you in quitting. You know, it's at the end of the day. I mean, you're letting a lot of people down, and a lot of people believed in Rigondeaux. You know, even though he was the one moving up here and he was a smaller man, you know, they still believed in him. And I honestly believe most of those people, if he would have come out, he would have went out on a shield or lost a lopsided decision, and later said my hand was injured, then I honestly believe a lot of those people will still be down and watch Rigondeaux. You know, once he moves down, now it's kind of like, should I watch the guy? Should I not? You know, so he definitely let a lot of people down. That's for sure. But you know, what are you gonna do? So not sure what else I'm gonna add here that hasn't been added by other channels already. Just giving you guys my opinion on what I believe happened. Like I get it. You know, it's. I expected Rigondeaux to use the left hand some more. I expected him to even give Loma some trouble early, but that just never happened. But just because it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen doesn't mean that there's something fishy going on, right? It just means that that's why they fight the fights. They mean that's why they ring the bell and both guys got to go in the ring and do it. That's why we can't speculate. That's why we can't go by why I feel this way about this. No, like you got to actually fight the fights, and whatever happens in the fight is what happens. You know, that's what I go by. You know, that's really all I got. That's really all I got. As far as pound for pound, look, man, I hate pound for pound lists. I don't like them. You know, I think they're. Um, I believe in the pound per pound concept, but I don't like the list, right? Because the majority of people in those lists are never going to fight each other. You know, I believe in the original intent and the original meaning of pound for pound, and that's basically who is the best fighter in the world, regardless of weight class. You know, and to me, it's not a percentage thing. It's not, oh, it's 50% this and 50% that, or 40% is 40. Like it's, to me, it's one simple question: who's the best fighter in the sport? You know, or who are some of the best fighters in the sport, and that makes you a pound for pound fighter. But I don't dive into it that much. I don't see how someone being number 9 on the pound for pound list or number 7 really matters. I don't think it matters at all, actually. You know, I don't think it just doesn't to me, especially if 9 and 7 are from different divisions. It just doesn't matter. All right. Well, that's all I got to say. I'm actually not feeling that well, so I'm gonna go and wrap this up here. But let me see if I can check out the chat really quick. Oh yeah. Let me mention this too. There's a lot of people, man. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but this I don't understand this whole I'm gonna lurk in the shadows and then pop back out, you know, when it's convenient. I've never understood that concept. you know. And I'm sure a lot of you know who I'm talking about, but all of a sudden, Lomachenko beats Rigondeaux, and all of a sudden, dudes that were deleting their channels, all of a sudden they're back in full effect, right? This one dude closed his channel saying that he was tired of the drama and this, that, and the third, and he didn't really care about all these individuals and this, that, and the third. And then as soon as the result comes out, he's talking all that shit. Yeah, I'm talking about you, PP, right? But I just think that shit's hilarious. Like you didn't really go on the limb, like picking Lomachenko to win this fight, bro. Like you just weren't. All right, but what are you gonna do? Got a couple comments here. What's up, DCB? AJ10, what's up? Pesh, what's up? Boxing fan, can you say that weight played a big factor? I mean, Loma didn't seem to use his extra weight, like pushing him around and leaning on him, etc. What do you think? Well, just in little things. Like I felt like Loma was just a stronger man in there. So Rigondeaux wasn't able to, like, let's say when he would hold him and maybe force a turn with his left hand and then land the right or something, or vice versa. He wasn't able to really do any of that. It looks like to me the one that was the stronger man in the clinch, although didn't play a big factor in the fight, but that's just one example. Loma was definitely the stronger man there for sure. Did it play a big factor? I mean, probably not, but it was still a factor. AJ10, I think Mikey Garcia would beat Lomachenko if it's at 140. 135 is a toss-up for me, he says. Well, let's get that fight going, man. I want to see that fight. The boxing office, what's up? We're about to roll out, bro, but let's see. AJ10 knew the fight was over after round 2. Rigo didn't know how to win this particular fight. No, he did not. Rico not taking any risk. I think Rigo was embarrassed. I agree. I think he was embarrassed. And I think he knew it was just going to get worse. Rigo did not want to become a highlight reel for Lomachenko combinations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's sometimes a fighter's ego, when you bruise the ego, it hurts more than the actual pain of a punch. Yeah, Rigo, it looked like he quit, man. The boxing office, at the end of the day, if your game plan doesn't work, go all out like Sean Porter. Well, there you go. All right, Pesh doesn't like conspiracies going on. Boxing fan Wilder went on with a broken hand too. That's right, I forgot about that. AJ10, most fighters who go up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter at their higher division lose. Yeah. And especially if they're a lot older and, just a lot of factors there. Loma had to fight on hand. Pesh, I still think Rigo schools everyone at 122 and 126. The question is, does anyone want to see Rigo? I mean, a lot of his fans are kind of disappointed that he quit. Not that he lost, that he quit. It's one thing to lose. Right? It's one thing to, hey, I tried my best. I couldn't beat this guy. But, quitting, you'll lose fans when you quit. Fair or unfair, a lot of people will stop following you. AJ10, he hates how boxing commentators explain what they're watching while the action is on. I agree. Yeah, Pesh. Well, I said his name. I call him PP. You know what I mean? Like that's what I call him. But there you go. The best part is it's still PP. That's the best part. AJ10, Rigo's fighting spirit was gone. He just made an excuse to end the fight. Looked like Rigo was looking for a way out. He was. I mean, that's how it looked like to me. I know could there have been something else going on? Who knows, right? But we don't know that. Nobody. It's speculation at that point. You know, but I feel like whenever a guy moves up, right, he better have some obvious advantages against the guy he's moving up against. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, like if you're moving up in weight to fight somebody 2 divisions above you, you're already at a size disadvantage, weight disadvantage as it is, right? Right off the bat. So the question is, what do you bring to the table? Around round 2, it looked to me like Loma was a faster guy in the ring. So once I saw that, well, you don't have the speed advantage. What do you got now? He didn't have the youth advantage. What did he have? You know, and I think that's where the overwhelming part came in. He probably convinced himself his hand was hurt. You know. Pesh, Rigo hasn't lost him as a fan at all. Losing is part of boxing, and I'm one of these new generation Floyd fans, age 10. You don't remember the hype when Crawford became undisputed? I don't remember the hype when Crawford became undisputed. I gotcha. And anyways, guys, I'm actually not feeling that well, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. But try and get better here so I could do more videos at a later date. I just wanted to give my thoughts here. This is DStyle. I'm out.